I'm wearing the Work Dingbats t-shirt today because, well, it's OG and there's so many stories today that involve Work Dingbat. So I'm like, why the hell not? Yesterday, I made a video about Tommy Robinson being involved in an altercation with a man. We didn't know too much at the time, but now I can confirm exactly what went on and what happened thanks to his close friends. Haven't heard anything from Tommy himself say what went on. It appears that Tommy has left the country on a pre-scheduled flight. And obviously the altercation between this man that tried to, well, fight Tommy Robinson. It appears that Tommy was defending himself. That is the evidence, or that is what the videos will show. It will vindicate Tommy that he wasn't in the wrong. And why in the world would Tommy Robinson just go out of his way all of a sudden at a train station and deck a guy if it wasn't for self-defense? Tommy Robinson's not walking around going, I'm going to fight everyone that I see. But seriously, Tommy being involved in this sort of altercation, it doesn't look good considering he got out of solitary confinement not that long ago. And they're going to use anything they possibly can to throw Tommy Robinson back in prison, considering he's got the 14th, I believe the September 14th, the huge event that they're hosting. Loads of people are coming. So there's been quite a few people that I've been seeing that are saying that this is a setup. They're trying to get Tommy Robinson again. Why in the world would some random drunk guy in a train station confront him and want to deck Tommy Robinson? Did he know who he was? Tommy's like a pretty easy guy to like recognize, to be honest. And you got loads of people that want Tommy dead. So he's walking around and Tommy's not exactly a big guy. Then you got this 6-foot guy approach Tommy Robinson, antagonize him. Tommy's told him to go away, back off. The guy hasn't. And then all of a sudden he rushes him and Tommy just decks him. So the thing is, don't mess with Tommy Robinson. That should be the lesson that everyone needs to learn, considering he's in the right. The guy, there's video footage. We haven't seen it yet because the CCTV cameras none of them have been released. We've only got one video, the video that I showed you yesterday. But Don Keith, don't know if you guys know who Don Keith is, but he's one of Tommy Robinson's closest friends. He had this to say.
Don Keith now, he is, of course, close friends with Tommy Robinson, and he also broadcasts the real Don Keith on Tommy Robinson's Urban Scoop platform. So, Don, you were the first to put out there into the world that this was an act of self-defense. What can you tell us about what happened?
Yeah, well, it was an act of self-defense, and good to see you, Dan. Thanks for having me on. Good to see you. Yeah, I have spoken with Tommy. Basically, what happened was, he was going about minding his own business as usual, walking through the station, and the guy came up to Tommy, getting aggressive and squaring up to him with clenched fists. He got right in Tommy's face. Tommy stood back and warned the guy roughly 5 times. He told the guy to go away and leave him alone. Then the guy proceeds to admit to Tommy that he's drunk, meaning the guy who was who was being aggressive is drunk already. He tells Tommy that. And that's the point, that when he gets to the stairs you saw in the video, that's when the guy comes at Tommy, rushes toward him aggressively, and Tommy defends himself. So, this guy was roughly over 6 feet tall and around 230 pounds. I'm not sure what that is. I know you guys go by stones, but it's a lot bigger than Tommy. So if you're Tommy, if you're nearing a stairwell, this guy was following Tommy, right? Being aggressive the whole time. And Tommy's telling him, man, go away, go away. I don't want any beef with you. And then you get to the point where you're at the top of the stairs and the guy's rushing you. I mean, what are you going to do, especially if you're Tommy and you're a lot smaller than the guy? Everybody, we have a saying here. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight and the dog. And Tommy is certainly that dog you don't want to mess with aggressively like that. So when he's at the top of the stairs, you got a much bigger gentleman coming at you that way. What choice do you have but to defend yourself?
Almost like David versus Goliath, right? As Don Keith explains, the guy was antagonizing Tommy. Tommy told him 5 times thereabouts to, back off, stop it, or else. The guy didn't listen. And then the guy proceeded to tell Tommy that he was drunk. Seems rather coincidental, doesn't it? Like, of all the people in the station that this drunk dude would have gone up to, he seemingly chose Tommy Robinson. There was quite a few other people walking about in the station, even from this video, right? So it seems rather intriguing to me that this guy would have approached Tommy Robinson and not somebody else. Tommy was minding his own business, according to Don Keith, and I'm pretty sure Tommy would mind his own business because when he goes out in public with people, he's loved. He does mind his own business. I haven't seen the guy like antagonize anyone. I don't know if you guys have, but I haven't seen it. Although there's loads of people on the internet now that are claiming that Tommy Robinson, he's no stranger to this kind of stuff. You're going to see loads of stories like that. He is at fault here. He's not at fault. He's been vindicated. And why in the world would he try and put himself in danger of being chucked back in prison? And loads of people now on the internet are saying that, oh, he's fled the country. No, he had a pre-scheduled flight, as if he's going to miss his work commitments. The guy's flying around doing his thing, man. This was just an annoyance. The guy is now in hospital. Damn, again, don't mess with Tommy Robinson. That should be the lesson that should be learned here. The guy was like much bigger than Tommy, and Tommy decked him quite easily. And you saw Tommy going, you saw him, bruv. He came at me, bruv. Like, it's they say, you know, it's not the size of the dog that counts. It's how the dog reacts. It's the size of the dog inside or something along those lines. It's probably butchering the quote there, but like, seriously, if you're coming at somebody, you best be sure, like, not a good idea. Really, not a good idea. There's a guy named Gadget over on X, and he is spreading lies about Tommy Robinson already, as a number of other people. A man was taken to hospital with serious injuries, which since are not thought to be life-threatening. Of course not life-threatening, mate. He's fine. He was knocked out cold because the idiot decided to rush Tommy. A British Transport Police spokesperson said officers were called to St Pancras Station just after 8:40 p.m. yesterday, 28th of July, following reports of an assault. Officers attended and a man was taken to hospital with serious injuries, which are not thought to be life-threatening. Overnight, the investigation has been ongoing and officers have been making arrest inquiries. So Gadget also goes, breaking. Tommy Robinson has fled the UK after a police probe into his alleged assault at London St Pancras Station. A man was brought to hospital and he boarded a flight out of the country. I don't think Tommy Robinson would run away. But anyway, Mike Hack goes, I know this will be controversial, but it's true. It's never good or acceptable to physically assault someone over their political views. Tommy Robinson shared this. But let's look at the context. Tommy Robinson has been politically active and a well-known figure for years. There's countless videos of people debating him, threatening him, etc. Shout and scream at him all you want. Disagree with his views, debate him, argue with him. He's not going to punch or attack you. I've argued with him loads over the years, and guess what? Never been attacked by him. But there has to be a limit point and a boundary that's in place and that applies to anyone. We should be all safe in our personal space. Exactly. I want to be able to walk around my area free, not knowing or not like fearing for my life because someone disagrees with my political views. Seriously, I made a video about this the other day. I am still trying to understand why these radical dingbats think that it's good or that it's going to solve anything to take away someone's life. That's just insane to me. If you cross a line and attack someone physically or threaten to attack them physically, then you can't expect any response other than a strong one. A preemptive strike is totally legal. To me, it looks pretty clear. Tommy Robinson, controversial or not, was going about his business. Someone tried to attack him and they came off worse. I hope they're okay and make a full recovery. But if you start a physical fight with someone, especially someone who won't hesitate to protect themselves, You have to be willing to lose. I actually agree. I agree with this. If you want to be stupid and try and attack someone that is already on edge, not a good idea, especially the underdog, which is what Tommy Robinson is. Like, just leave the guy alone. And to me, like I said in the very beginning, it seems like it was set up, a huge setup. But I guess we'll wait to find out more information about Tommy Robinson in the meantime. So the police have put out a statement. Officers attended St. Pancras Station last night after the assault. If you have any further into the what happened, you can text the number, quote the reference, and we'll, I guess, wait to see whether or not Tommy Robinson, I don't think he did flee the country. I just think it was a bad timing thing. I don't think Tommy Robinson is a coward. This kind of proves that he's no coward. But anyway, we'll wait to see when more information comes to light, hopefully soon. But you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.